Hey lovies, this is Michelle here at Like Matcha Tarot. I hope that you guys are doing awesome. Happy Monday. Yes, so yeah, I hope you guys had a nice weekend. I hope that the work week ugh, has been off to a good start for you guys so far. All that good stuff. I ain't gonna hold you. I am exhausted. It wasn't a bad day at work. It was actually a pretty good day. I'm just tired. Like my body's just tired. So I don't know, but there's that. But like I said, I hope you guys are all doing great. Hey, blessings. What's up, my love? What's up, girl? Love and miss you. So yeah, let's say our little spiel that we always say in the beginning. I got the Phoenix Priestess here. You guys need to check her out, okay? She's growing her YouTube channel. I'm so proud. I couldn't be more proud of what she's doing with her channel and how she's building it and growing it up from the bottom up, and now she's gonna be able to go live. I'm just like, yes, can't wait for that. Ooh, live at 8 tonight. Yes, I'm in there like swimwear, girl. One, two, three. I looked up. So yes, I'm super excited about that. So yes, check my sister out, okay, guys. Um, so yeah, with all that said, for those of you who are new to the channel, when you guys start popping in, welcome. I hope you like what you see here and decide to stick around. Um, yeah, hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff to help support the channel and remain connected. And for those of you who have been rocking with your girl already, I love you guys. You guys are so awesome. And I am so greatly appreciative of you guys for constantly supporting and whatnot. So with all that said, as you guys saw in the title, this is going to be like a little bit of a humorous twist on a shadow work reading. I just got a new deck, so it's also an unboxing. So the new deck here is the the Dead Inside deck, which I think is kind of, I saw it like when I was scrolling. I wasn't even looking for decks, but I was like looking for a new pair of shoes for work and stuff, and that just tickled my fancy when it just showed up. So I was just like, okay, I guess that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get this deck, and I feel pretty drawn to them already. Like, I feel like this is gonna be a good reading. So with all that said, this is a collective message, my friends. No personal questions tonight. And yeah, so we're gonna get started. We're gonna look into that, and I'm gonna also pull from like a more serious, shadow deck as well. But we definitely want to start off with those, and then we'll kind of go from there. Do some I said affirmations. I don't have any decks here about affirmations. I'm not sure I said that, but maybe I should get an affirmation deck. Maybe that's what they're saying. We'll see how I feel at the end. But yeah, like just some motivation and stuff of how to kind of integrate our shadow, right, with our light. So with all that said, let's get started. Spirit only let positive energy. I already cleansed the space and everything, but ring the bell. Spirit only let positive energy into this reading for the collective. Show the collective what they need to see at this time for their highest good, clearest, and most accurate messages, please, and thank you. Let's get started. So let's open up the box. And I like the the graphics already. Pretty funny and pretty cool. So I like the colors. The colors, Duke, the colors. All right. So when we split the deck, what we got? It wasn't closure. It says open, ending, unanswered, and emotional hangover. Interesting. So what's the other one? Made the list, ignored the list, guilt, avoidance, and shutdown. So it's okay without overthinking it, because like we literally just split the deck, but just based on what I'm feeling already so far, I'm kind of getting this energy of like there's a chapter that hasn't fully been closed out, and you've kind of convinced yourself, well, yeah, it's done, it's fine. You might even like be one of those like overworker kind of people who you say, oh, I'm gonna just do all these things, and it's a way to distract yourself from the fact that there's something that still needs to be done. I'm getting something along those lines. I don't know, but let me know if that resonates so far. Yeah, we're gonna make this slightly lighthearted. I mean, shadow work is really not a lighthearted thing, but but we're gonna try to make it as such. So I think I'm gonna get like maybe 3 from here, maybe 4, and then we're gonna, excuse me, we're gonna pull from my other one of my other shadow work decks, because I have a few. Because Lord knows I be needing that shit myself. So I'd be like, yeah, I need another shadow work deck. Let's really kick this shadow's butt and then nurture it later. So we can integrate, right? All right. I just heard somebody might like Jim Carrey. They like the movie Liar Liar. I'm kicking my own ass. Do you mind? I just heard that. So. Bottom of the deck we have no thoughts, just vibes, dissociation, emptiness, and floating. So just kind of maybe feeling like you're just kind of, I'm getting like a fugue state of being, like just kind of coasting almost is what I'm picking up on. It says, yeah, see, exactly. Convincing yourself it's fine. Denial, emotional suppression. So, like, it's a dumpster fire, but in the version of this, this deck instead. Middle of the deck, we have, pretending to like people. Pretending to like people, that's funny. Masking, people pleasing, exhaustion. Yes, people pleasing is fucking exhausting. Acting like you want to be around people when you don't really want to be around people and stuff. Like, that shit's not fun. So, yeah, let's see what actually comes out though. We're gonna get, like I said, maybe 3 to 4 cards from here to start, and then we're gonna pick up maybe another maybe 3 cards from the other shadow work deck that I have and go from there. I am starving. All I had today was a salad, so I'm like pretty hungry, but yeah, Lord knows I could afford to miss some meals. We have putting off feeling again, delayed grief, resistance, and shutdown. So yeah, it's giving masks and things like that. Um, Acting like, again, that kind of like acting like everything's okay, acting like, like, but again, because just might be feeling like you're really technically like hosting. You look at the illustration, like you're putting your emotions in a box. You compartmentalize is what I'm getting. Trust me, I get it because I do the same thing. And yeah, it's like you're like, oh yeah, nobody has time to feel these feelings. Let's just put them over here. Like, no, thank you. I'm not trying to feel that. We have, you knew, you ignored it. Um, Intuition, ignorance, and self-betrayal. So it's like maybe it's kind of giving like you might have avoided like seeing some red flags is what I'm kind of getting. That could be it. Um, oh yeah, of course it could be. It could definitely be about somebody else. Like if it's like cross watcher energy or something like that, sis. What else we got here? Yeah, see, this card keeps on popping up. No thoughts, just vibe, dissociation, emptiness, and floating. There could be, if you're asking, like, because this doesn't feel like it's your message particularly. It could be somebody super close to you who, you know, you're feeling their energy, and as you're feeling their energy, you're getting this reading. It's kind of giving me that possibly. We have treating drama as therapy, chaos addiction, and misprocessing. So that's an interesting one. That's a very pretty interesting one, in fact. So maybe like a way to kind of avoid your own shit. You might, or something out there. That could be a confirmation. Like to avoid your own shit, you just kind of be up in other people's business. I mean, don't shoot the messenger. 911. I looked up 911 up there. Like don't shoot the messenger. But it could be one of those things like you kind of, between the compartmentalizing part and the fact that you don't want to really feel your own emotions and feelings. What you might be doing is kind of uh and entering into other people's space and business. Like, oh, so what's going on with that person? I just kind of got like, work drama type of thing. Like, oh, okay, got it. Okay. At first, I thought you were saying like you weren't resonating. Got it. Because I was about to say, it happens. mm. Oh, okay. So no, you're saying you're resonating. Okay. But yeah, I did pick up on maybe like work drama, like, gossip type of thing. Like, and it could be a way, like almost like a pastime. It's kind of enjoyable and fun so that you don't have to think about your own shit, is what I got. That's what I just picked up on. All right, let's get like 2 to 3 more from here. Ugh, I gotta eat. I always get so hungry every time I'm about to eat. It's so fucking annoying. Every time. I'm like, bro, like, I was fine this whole time. Why is it as soon as I'm about to freaking read, then now all of a sudden I'm starving? I'm like, god damn. And then once I'm done with this, I'm going to be even more hungry. Where did the card go? Almost went under the couch. I'd have been mad. All right, so what we got here? We have, it's too much. It says overstimulation, panic, and mental overload. So yeah, just feeling like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like, it's like I'm hearing the words clusterfuck. Like, it's a clusterfuck of shit, and you're just like, yeah, you're like trying to drown it all out, like blah 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 blah. I don't hear it. You know what I mean? And it's like, your your inner self is like, no, you need to kind of feel this, right? All those distractions, like none of those things are going to really, constitute as anything, because you're going to have to deal with this one way or another, you know. Bottom of the deck, we have opened third eye, saw email, digital interference, and inner conflict. So some of you guys might be like really like tied into like, I'm getting like you might need to do like a social media detox kind of thing. It's like one of your blockages could be in your third eye, and if that is the case, one of those blockages can be possibly, only take the messages as they resonate, but it could be a thing where it's like, if you put a lot of focus on, the social media stuff and stuff like that, you might be struggling with really getting that third eye right. You know what I mean? Really being able to focus on it and also balance it is what I'm getting. Something like that. Top of the deck we have dodge. What? Dodging growth like it's homework. Fear of change, comfort zone. Yeah, when you're like, it's just funny because they're literally on their phone scrolling, doom scrolling. They got candy and chips. They got a remote there. It's like, and look behind them. It's like there's a healing opportunity, right? But they're not even paying attention to that. They're just paying attention to, I'm getting like doom scrolling. Like they're just paying attention to like doom scrolling and stuff like that is what I'm picking up on. Middle of the deck we have ghosted again. It says rejection, silence, and confusion. Seen, never replied. So like some of you guys might be like doing some online dating. That seems very specific. That's not gonna be for everybody, but somebody could be doing that. And that could be one of your little things that you use to escape, and then be feeling away when people don't like interact with you like that. Something like that. But it could be because it's misaligned. Keep in mind that sometimes rejection is God's protection. So that seems very specific. That's not gonna be for everybody. But let me know if that resonates at all. All right, let's get like 2 more from here. Here we go. Interesting. Invited but not wanted. It says exclusion, misfit. I was gonna say social distance, but it says emotional distance. But I heard social and saw social distance. Wow. It's kind of giving me like this energy of like people like maybe inviting you to events and stuff like that because they feel guilty almost, and then when you get there you're just like, oh. You're looking for the nearest exit. You don't want to be around these people. I'm also getting something else. I'm getting social battery. Like I'm kind of getting like you get invited to things and then you do happen to go, but then you almost feel like people are just staring at you or like making a mockery of you. I'm getting something like interesting like that. Um, which cause like social anxiety and stuff, right? I'm getting something like that. Let me know if that resonates. That seems a little more specific though. Um, I swear to God, guys, I was looking over here. I did not know this was on the bottom of the deck. I promise you, I did not know. I was feeling that energy though, because like literally they're like at an event of some sort, and I was feeling that. I was looking over here. I was like, I'm getting something about low social battery, and look what's here. Social battery 0%, drained, antisocial, and shut down. I promise you, I was not intending to like see that because I did not see it. It says the top of the deck we have even your spirit guide quit. That's fucked up, man. It says bruh. I've been saying bruh a lot lately. Even to my students sometimes I'll be like, bruh, just come on, just do your work. I give them the look and they're just like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, come on. We got 18 days left of the school year. Like let's just let's end it on a high, man. Like come on, stop playing with me. I can't smack you because you ain't my kid. You know what I mean? Like come on. It says I'm sorry. Even your spirit guide quit. These cards are great. I love this. Disillusionment and abandonment. So I will say this. I don't think that your guides actually have quit on you. Come on now. That's not what they do. But they probably are like on a timeout or like a strike is kind of what I'm getting. Like I literally can see them like with like their little picket like signs like we're on strike because this motherfucker isn't listening. Like I'm getting something like that and it's pretty funny because it's like, yo, higher power source whatever. Like bro, I'm trying to help this bitch out and they not listening. What you want me to do? Because like I'm tired. I was tired. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting something like that. Yeah. I can't, yo. I love this deck. This is great. It really is funny, but it's like real at the same time. We got can't even overwhelmed, shut down, and apathy. And it's like 404 motivation not found exactly. Just fucking tired, bro. Like they're tired. So it's like let's give our guys a break a little bit by actually doing our work. You know what I mean? Like let's meet them halfway. One more for your spirit. That was funny. I like this deck a lot. This is cute. When I say cute, I mean like not actually cute. Like I like the colors and stuff, but when I say cute, I mean it. Like I just actually like this deck a lot because Shadow Worker's not cute. All right, here we got. Yeah, see, social battery like came out officially on the spread now. Excuse me. Bottom of the deck we have. Oh God, replaying the breakup. Mental loops, guilt, and over analysis. Um, so you guys like might spend a lot of time like kind of reflecting on a past relationship or something. Thought it was a vibe, red flags, fantasy, and false hope. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Like for somebody, and that puts you in a place of feeling very very drained because now you're kind of guilt tripping over what could have been, should have been, and it's like maybe that's part of the shadow right now, obviously because it's a shadow work reading, but like part of the shadow could at this time be like this energy of understanding, like look, we live, we grow, as we learn through our experiences. It allows for us to kind of come out of that bigger, better, stronger. But during that process, like trying to go do things like with friends and stuff, like you might feel kind of like a little bit of a recluse is what I'm kind of getting. 1919, as I said that, it's talking about completion. So it's like, what we got here in the middle? Yeah, I can't. It's here again, dodging growth like it's homework. Fear of change and comfort zone. Yeah, exactly. It's like, you kind of stay where you're at, teeter-tottering back and forth of, should I, actually do this work or should I not? Like, you can't make it up. Because the card did show up already. But now it's like, there again. And it's like, okay. Well, you guys really want to put some emphasis on that, huh? All right, so we have one of my other shadow work decks here. And we're going to pull maybe 3 from there. And then we're going to Sacred Boundaries. Right. I think it's like maybe 3 from here. And then we're going to do like a little cross of truth spread. And some advice from Spirit to close out. If the messages are resonating with you and you find this entertaining / also healing at the same time, let me know in the comments. Let me know also through your reactions, hitting that like button. All those things are super helpful to help me connect with you and also to support the channel. So if you feel so inclined. All right, so we have the bottom of the deck, shamed for being you. Yeah, and yeah, this card right here gave me that vibe. Invited but not wanted. Exclusion, misfit, and social, I keep saying social distance. Emotional distance. So this is kind of giving me that same energy from a different deck now. Humiliation, inner critic, and identity suppression. Yeah, wearing that mask, right? I was talking about wearing a mask earlier. I was picking up on that. Performer, image management, validation addiction, and emotional split. Not really being who you really are, right? When you're in these social situations around these certain people. Not everybody will understand. Isolation, authenticity, and self-trust. Wow, this is kind of wild. The fact that like this is pretty crazy. It's definitely giving, like, what I'm picking up on this from this reading currently is mostly the fact that you guys are having a hard time with identity. That seems to be the biggest thing here. Um, and it's like it causes a rift on the inside of yourself because it's like, okay, well, I know, like, you know, there are these times where I feel like I need to be social, I need to be around people, but you try to put yourself out there. But the thing that I'm picking up on is you're not around the people that you're meant to be around. It won't feel forced when you're around the right people. I hope that makes sense. You know, because I know I'm a misfit. I was joking about that shit at work today. At the end of the day with my coworkers, I was like, guys, I talk to myself. I'm a weirdo. Like, I know I am. Like, and it's fine. I'm okay with that. I've embraced my weirdness over the years, and like I know like I'm very unorthodox in some ways, but I know how to wear a mask. I could code switch like a motherfucker. Like, you'll be like, wow, she's so well put together, and then when you actually know me, ask my girl Allie over here from from the Phoenix Priestess. She'll tell you I'm a little bonkers, you know, I'm a little off, and it's okay. And I'm learning how to be comfortable with that part of myself. I've been called out there, air quotes, since I was a kid. You know, Noop. My dad even used to say it. Noop, you're a little bit out there. I'm like, yeah, I'm your daughter, so of course I am. Love you, Dad, if you happen to watch this. He's been watching some of my stuff lately. But yeah, you know, but sometimes I have to, you know, kind of check in with a, you know, a very, very highly intelligent person myself. No, I'm just joking. Let me stop. All right, let me get like 3 from here, Spirit, for the collective. What we got? All right. Parental control, overpowering authority, conditional approval, and rebellion freeze. So I'm kind of getting like you're breaking a chain maybe when it comes to even like your own parents. Hey Margaret, how are you? Um, yeah, so some of this could come from them. Like I'm even getting like, you know, maybe at like, you know, events with family, you know, having to put on a show because, you know, mommy and daddy are like, oh, you know, you gotta act like this, you gotta act like that, you know, so you don't feel like you're embarrassing them or something. I'm getting something like that. Like I'm picking up on that heavy right now. Like certain things that you were able to do at home when nobody was around or whatever was fine, but if you're around like family or friends or whatever, like, oh, okay, shut that off. Like, okay, I'll use myself as an example. I'm putting myself out there. I am neurodivergent. If you can't, I mean, you might be able to tell a little bit. But no, seriously, I am neurodivergent, and I wasn't diagnosed as a child. I was diagnosed, in adulthood. So when I was a kid, um, what I used to do was when I would listen to music, I would go like this. I would take a pillow and put it right here. I would sit crisscross applesauce, and I would just like, to the beat of the music, I would just go back and forth, and that was like a way to self soothe. Now there is evidence that shows that it's usually somebody who's autistic or has autism. I don't like to say, oh, someone's autistic. I like to say they have autism. I try to be as person centered as I can be. It's kind of hard sometimes because like it's just so quick to say, oh, they're autistic. It's like, no, they have autism. They're a person, right? Person first. But anyway, that's a whole different conversation. Um, and with that, it's like, okay, well, that there does seem to be a correlation between people with autism and rocking. And they do it for different reasons. Different people, like I said, myself, I usually do it as a form of, because I do still do sometimes. Just being honest. Like I said, I'm a little bit weird, and unorthodox, but throat shock closing up. Like, okay, you're revealing too much. But yeah, no, seriously. Like, I do still happen to do it from time to time. Like when I'm listening to music, especially like things that are really nostalgic for me, I still do that sometimes. And yeah, it's a way to self soothe, and it's a way for me to kind of, just really really feel the music when I'm listening to it. So it's like it's something that I just do, and it's kind of generational too, because my son, he does it too, or he used to do it when he was little. I think he still does. He probably don't tell nobody that, but yeah, he's 19 now, and I think he still does it sometimes to go to sleep. And the point is, it's like he's also on the spectrum too. So it's like, there could be some truth to that, right? Two things could be true at once. But the point I'm making here is like there was always this thing like, oh, don't let anybody else see you doing that. I was told the whole spiel of, oh, they're gonna think you're weird, don't do that, when I was a kid, so I wouldn't do it in front of anybody. But my little brother, my youngest brother, he didn't give a fuck. That nigga would be like fast as fuck. So, like, he would do it in front of other people. My son, he did for a bit too, and then his dad was the one who was like, oh, well, Michelle, like that could be a sign of autism and all. I was at the time I was offended. Hey girl, hey, my sister is in the building. Check out my girl, I Inspired Tarot. Veronica is here. I love her so very much. She's so amazing at what she does. So yeah, like I was saying before, like guys, I know I'm going on a little bit of spiel. I'm gonna close that little part out. I just something about spirit wanted me to let you guys know this. So there could be things that are like unorthodox or whatever about you and yourself that are not traditional or typically accepted and things like that. Yes, it's a stem, and it's like you know I'm not gonna lie, I do still do it sometimes, and it's slightly embarrassing. Like I've had boyfriends where I'm like, I have to talk to you about something. They're like, what's wrong? I'm like what I do now? Like no, you didn't do anything wrong. I need to talk to you about myself. And they're like, confused, and I'm just like, okay, so I do this thing, right? Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes when I listen to music, I rock back and forth, and they're like, that's weird. I'm like, I know it's weird. That's what I'm telling you. But yeah, it's a stem, and it's like, I don't know why I felt so inclined to bring that up. Like Spirit definitely wanted me to mention that for some reason. Somebody has something that's like a weird air quotes unorthodox thing that is not really widely accepted, and it's okay. Embrace your uniqueness and your weirdness, right? Like it's okay. What's on the bottom here? I'm sorry guys, because I'm doing too much. Because I just noticed I lost a few viewers. They're probably like, bitch, shut the fuck up, nobody cares. Acceptance isn't resignation. It says surrender, presence, and inner peace. Yeah. You know, surrender to being you, and that's okay. The family that stems together stays together. That's cute. Like literally, when I was a kid, me, it would have three brothers. No, I don't have three brothers. I have two brothers, and it would. What I meant to say is three of us total. And I'm the oldest, and I have two younger brothers. And my dad, uh, he also, this is where the stem comes from. So it's like we all literally, like my parents, they had this big ass king size bed. So like we would all just be like on the bed listening to music. My dad would like drop the needle on a vinyl and like, you know, we're listening to music, and you know, this is me with the pillow. And then my brother somehow, the middle one, he John used to like be on his knees and do it. I don't know how the fuck he used to do that. I would look at him like that looks uncomfortable. And then Carlos, he would just have his like legs out, and he was like little, he was like tiny, so he was able to like do it really fast. And then my dad would just like kind of do like a almost like a one leg out kind of thing, and you know, got the pillow here. So I think I of all of us, I think I'm like the closest in that way to how he would do it. But yeah. And like now that I have bad knees, sometimes that's how I have to do it too. Nice. Control loop, micromanaging, anxiety, and fear of chaos. Yeah. Yeah, feeling like, you know, people watching too closely. Like, mind your fucking business. Let me 3113. Like, let me, you know, it's giving me death and rebirth vibes. Like, fear of intimacy, vulnerability. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense based on what we're talking about right now. Fear of intimacy, vulnerability, exposure, and fear of connection. You know, this can literally impact, like, whatever this is. It's not going to necessarily be the same thing for you guys, but like, you know, it is one of those things that can, you know, impact, you know, connections, right? You know, if there's something about you that, you know, sometimes you just feel like you have to kind of guard it and hold it into yourself and not allow yourself to be as authentic as you would like to be, right? I'm getting something like that. Let me know if that makes sense. But yeah. Seven to see. Aw, so cute. Amber's adorable. I love that name. Yeah. I always feel like bad too when I have to like sign out of a live from one of my besties because I'm like, fuck, I have to go to sleep, you know. But I try to stick around the best that I can, you know, because you know you guys do the same thing for me. So yeah, blessings. I definitely understand what you're saying with that one. Lonely child, isolation, inner void, and emotional hunger. There might have been like a little bit of an emptiness for some of you. So I will say, because you know, with me pulling from more than one deck, as we're looking at this more, I'm getting like, you know, you could be like the outcast in your family dynamic is what I'm picking up on. Numb one, disconnection, emotional freeze, avoidant coping. Yeah. Pain is a teacher. Recognition. Yeah, exactly. Recognition, expression, and growth here on the top. So, you know, you do have to recognize these things and allow yourself to heal through it, is what I'm getting. Perfectionist. Oh, Lord, here we go. Pressure, shame avoidance, and hypercriticism. I think even you guys are 3, 3, 3, 3, as I said that. You guys might be super hard on yourselves. One more from here, Spirit. One more from here. We're going to do a cross of truth, and then we'll look a little bit deeper. Oof. I'm not taking all these. That's too many cards I flipped out. No. I do. Well, wait a minute. No, I'm not going to take them. Because it was how they spun out. It was like a weird. This seems very specific. This is not going to be for everybody. So only take the message if it resonates. There was an emphasis on the word spun out. I don't know if it was you or somebody in your energy was in an accident where they spun out. And I'm getting that they might have passed away. It seems very specific. And they might just have a message like, almost like, they want you to kind of start embracing who you really are more. I'm getting something like that. That's not going to be for everybody. That's very specific. Oof. Okay, let's release that. But yeah, that seems very, very specific. Let's get one more from your spirit. Um, yeah, see? And wearing that mask again, too. Shamed for being you. Humiliation, inner critic, identity suppression. That mask. I'm telling you. Numb one is here again on the bottom. So being avoidant of allowing yourself to feel what you need to feel. Fixer. This did show up as some of the cards that had like kind of spilled out all over the place like that, and I put them back in the deck, but it's here again. Codependency, savior role, and avoiding own pain. Like yeah, you might avoid your own pain and try to help everybody else. Like ooh, I can help you, but I'm gonna avoid helping myself. Like I'm getting something like that. And perfectionist is here again. So it's like I'm getting something along those lines. Let me know if any of these things are making sense. But yeah. Alright, let's do some shuffles for this. And then we're gonna do a cross of truth. Oh, I can't wait to eat. I'm so hungry. I guess all I had today was a salad. It was good though. Buffalo chicken salad. Oh, and they gave us popcorn at the end of the day. Fresh popcorn from like a machine. Like, oh, because we did what was it, Walk for Wishes event at my job on Friday, and they came around with a cart to all the classrooms and said, hey, thank you for your participation and your donations, blah blah blah. So they came to every class and gave us popcorn. It was delicious. It was a nice little end of the day treat. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna fuck that popcorn up. I love me some popcorn. But anywho's, we have Knight of Wands here on the bottom of the deck. So I am kind of getting this energy of, kind of, going towards, okay, hold up. Normally I would say that this card gives me like, oh, going towards something you're passionate about. Here I'm getting flighty energy, especially because we are talking about, this energy of, your shadow, right? You guys might be very flighty, in and out people. I resonate. I am like that too. So, welcome to the fucking club. We have Three of Swords. This energy of, a lot of disappointments, pain, right? I don't want to use the word suffering, but for the lack of a better word, a little bit of suffering. Yeah, just feeling like you're doing the same shit over and over again. Over and over. Eight of Pentacles. And it's like in the reverse, so it's like it's kind of giving me like just repetition. It's like you feel like you're doing the work, but then the cycles just kind of keep on repeating. And it's maybe time to ask yourself why those patterns repeat themselves. And based on what we're seeing so far, it could have a lot to do with family, and the role that they play in our lives when it comes to being our truest and most authentic self. Let's see what else Spirit has to say. What's the overall energy? Yeah, overall sense of dissatisfaction in life with this Four of Cups here. Like you're not really happy. You're just kind of a lot. Again, I said this earlier. A lot of you guys just might be feeling like you're kind of coasting. Like you're not necessarily, oh my god, I'm so miserable per se, but like you're also not really in your happy fun place either, and that can definitely cause some friction in your life, right? When it comes to trying to, especially if you're, a very spiritual being who's trying to, get their life together and whatnot. It's like, okay, well, how do I, kind of navigate this part of the journey? Because I'm not necessarily where I want to be. I get it, trust me. You're like, I feel like I deserve a little bit more than what I'm getting back. Trust me, I understand. Oh yeah, take a nap, girl. Take a nap. I'm with you on that. Yeah, like being all up in your being in this kind of particular funk, so to speak, it will put you in your head a lot. And there's that sense of mental restriction that's happening for some of you, feeling that sense of stuckness. You're not actually stuck, but it's like you're just like, damn, when are things gonna fucking get better? Because this is some bullshit. And I get it. Yeah, you're in your head a lot. King of Swords, you're in your head a lot, trying to figure it all out. Tell us most of the challenge here. Yeah, King of Cups. I think the challenge is the emotions, right? The emotions that you might feel throughout the process, because it kind of could cause a sense of mental and emotional cloudiness, is what I'm kind of picking up on. Yeah. Five of Pentacles on the top of the deck. It's like you feel like you're just like, okay, I'm going through all this shit, but when are things gonna get better? And then you get in your head, and then you get in your emotions, and then it's like it's hard to balance those. You're already too deep in them, is what I'm kind of getting. Yeah. I am also getting, however, like this might be a good time to kind of rely on source. Definitely picking up on that. To be able to help you through the process, because it is a process, right? This growth, it doesn't happen overnight. And that is shadow work, my friends. Like this is something that you could go through and deal with for years. You know what I mean? Like I know that doesn't sound like this hunky dory, like, oh yeah, everything's gonna be fucking great. Like that's what we want to hear, but like no, one thing I don't do on my channel is blow smoke up your ass. Like no, you're gonna hear the truth. And shadow work is one of those things. It takes time. And with that being said, you might be feeling like, again, like, okay, well, when the hell are things going to improve? When are they going to change? I feel like I've been doing all the work. And sometimes we have to do a little bit of a deeper dive within ourselves to understand, okay, well, where does this stuff stem from? Why is it happening the way that's happening? So, I am definitely getting, something about family dynamics, especially with parents and stuff like that, who might have put uh, these different what's the word I'm looking for? Values. There we go. Values within you that have not necessarily contributed to your overall growth as an individual, right? And it's like, okay, well, if I do things this way, I'm gonna disappoint my parents. But if I continue to go the way that they want me to go, I'm also not being me. And there's that conflict, right? I heard the words conflict of interest. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me. Let me know if this is resonating, if it makes sense to you. Tell us more. What is the past energy? Got two cards I want to come out. Okay. Wow. Okay. So we got that Queen of Cups out here now, and the King of Cups came out too. So they're putting a lot of emphasis on this idea of there being a lot of emotions involved, right? You put all this time and stuff, you get emotionally invested, Seven of Pentacles, you get emotionally invested into these things, right? Hoping to see something come of it. And then when nothing happens, or you just feel like you're going backwards, backsliding is the word I just heard. I'm getting, for some people, this seems very, again, specific. This is not going to be for everybody. There's going to be at least one person who will resonate with this, though. Some of you guys might come from like a really religious background, and I'm picking up on the word, I heard the word backsliding. So like, you might have been kind of conditioned, in a religious way to do certain things a certain way, and then yep, there goes the left side of my nose itching all of a sudden. And it's like, oh, I have to do things this way, because if I don't do it this way, then blah, blah, blah. Like, again, how you're conditioned to see things and view things. And then you always end up in the same boat either way, because it's like the reason why is because you're not living your truth, your authentic truth. We have the moon on the bottom of the deck here. It's about fears and anxieties. There's also like this hidden knowledge. Yeah, definitely family. Ten of Pentacles. It's almost like, they might even, there might, for some of you, not everybody, but for some of you, you might have even been in a position where they say, oh, well, if you don't do things this way, then we're going to take everything from you. So let's say you come from a wealthy background where, there's, inheritances and things like that. Like, they're like, oh, we'll just blackball you in the fucking family and nobody will ever talk to you. That type of shit. That's fucked up. Just saying. That's not cool. Yeah, look, six of cups. I'm telling you, this is about your childhood. This is something that stems very, very far back. Wow, this is a little bit of a deeper dive than I was expecting. I didn't know where this was gonna go, to be honest with you. But wow. Again, if this is resonating with you, let me know in the comments or with reactions. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. All those things are super helpful. All right, tell us more. What's the incoming energy? Wow, you are knocked out. She must be really enjoying that window open right now. She is like, she hasn't moved in like at least an hour. I'm like, damn, chick. Usually, like when I'm moving around and stuff and doing stuff and prepping and stuff, she'd be like, bitch, what are you doing? Making mad noise. Like this is her place or something. Like, bro, sis, daughter, whatever you want to call yourself. Like, I'm the mother, you are the child. Hey Lati, hey girl, hey. There goes one of my other sisters in the building. Guys, check out my sister from Tears and Wheat Tarot show. But show enough never gonna know what you're gonna get. Check her out, okay? Miss Lati over here. So we got 3 amazing readers here in the chat. So you have Aya Inspired Tarot, we have Tears and Wheat Tarot show, and we also have Phoenix Priestess. You could, scroll through and go to all their channels, check them out because they are amazing at what they do, amazing people, and these are people who I go to for guidance, and they help keep me on the straight and narrow path of enlightenment, okay, and growth, soul growth. So, just saying, if you guys, if that's your thing, if that's what you want in your life, go to those girls. Okay. Oh, and also she didn't pop in yet. She might be at work. But our other girl, right, guys, we have also, she is aka Intuitive Interactions, another amazing soul. So happy that we've come across her through Lati. She's amazing. She's just such a great presence to have. So, she calls everybody Buki, and I think it's super adorable because, like, I don't know, I always like it. It's like super giddy every time she says that. Or she says, "Hey Bukies," or "Hey Buki." I'm like, oh, I love you too, girl. Like, there's just something so endearing about it. Really, really amazing. So, like I said, check out my girls because I'm telling you, they will not steer you in the wrong direction. They will help you get on that path. Okay. All right, so the incoming energy for you guys, we have 2 cards that came out. We have the Fool. There she goes. There she goes. There she goes again. We just spoke you up, girl. Literally. I was like, oh, another reader who's amazing. Blue. I had a whole spiel. And then you pop up. You can't make this up. So there she goes. There she is. You cannot make it up. So with that said, when I tell you that we are connected, guys, my soul tribe, we are connected, okay? So we just spoke her up. Check her out, guys. Check her out. The Buki, okay? The Buki is here. Get in touch. Get in contact, okay? Like I said, we got the Fool here. So that is talking about this energy of taking that leap of faith into the unknown, right? And leaving so many things behind as you take that leap of faith. And there is going to be the fears and stuff, right? And a little bit of resistance, maybe. I know it says resilience here, but I'm getting resistance because you're going to put that guard up a little bit. You're going to be like, ooh, I don't know if I want to do that. I've been through enough shit already. Why would I want to go through more shit? Like, the whole point is, you've learned so many different things, right? You are resilient. And because of the things that you've already encountered and learned, you are able to take these lessons, and you are able to push forward and do something with the information that you've gained, the knowledge that you've gained, right? I'm getting like high priestess vibes. Um, we have the devil here on the bottom of the deck, which is giving like, you're, it's in the upright here on the bottom, but with what's coming in is kind of giving, you know, you're letting that stuff go and be in the past, right? You're not going to keep letting those things hold you back, those chains that bound you. And it's kind of interesting because this card, it literally has a chain on it too, right? Those chains that kept you feeling bound, you're releasing that. So yeah, you're making that decision, you're putting that action forward to be able to say, you know what, I'm good on that. I can't hold on to these things anymore. Yep, you're manifesting something new. Something new. I heard new and in charge. That's what I just heard. Like, you guys are, really taking accountability in your lives and stuff right now as we move forward. That's what I'm picking up on. What is the foundation of all this? Tell us about the foundation. By mother, yes. Yes, hunty. Love it. I love you guys for being here. You guys are amazing. All right, so the foundation is, we have the Knight of Swords. I'm gonna read this card in a slightly different way just because of how I'm feeling. I feel like you guys have made maybe hasty decisions in the past where you're like, I'm just gonna do this. I'm getting like a little bit of rebellion too. Like, you just do shit, not thinking it through, and it's like, Spirit is saying right now, like, this is a time to, instead of trying to rebel against, those who have kind of tried to help keep you confined in a position that you don't want to be in. It's not about being rebellious. It's about being able to be very, very intentional, is what I'm getting. Very intentional about what it is that you're going to do as you seek out new opportunities in your life. That's what I'm picking up on. Yes. And that is going to allow for mother, as my girl would say, to, bless you. Okay? Yes. Provide that sense of balance and peace in your life, right? It's a restoration. Yeah. But it takes walking away. It takes walking away. You're embarking on a new journey, and this new journey is going to bring a lot of positive things into your life. So I like that. Let's see. What is the likely outcome? I don't know why I'm picking up on like maybe like 7 of Pentacles or something. Oh no, 7 of Pentacles is actually already out here. So maybe like 9 of Pentacles type of thing. Because it's given like, your cornucopia kind of thing. For some reason I'm picking up on something like that. Or like 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups. I'm getting something like that. What is this? Okay. It's not either of the things that I was picking up on. But I felt it. So I felt like saying it. But it's all about action moving forward, right? With this 8 of Wands. What's on the bottom? Yeah. 9 of Pentacles. Because I was getting like, I'm getting like 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, like something 10 of Cups, like 10 of Pentacles. Like, I'm getting like these energies of like, yo, you about to be, you know, doing the damn thing on your own accord, okay? Like, not having to worry about nobody else. 7 of Cups, and you're gonna have options, right? But I'm also getting like choosing yourself. When I looked up, I did see 5335. Yeah, it's given like options, and it's like, let me think about this. 53. It's the death card. We talked about that, like death and rebirth vibes. Like, you're gonna have so many options because of this, and you're gonna have to make some decisions for yourself along the line. Any last advice from the tarot? I guess so. I couldn't even get the question out before they said that. Absolutely. Wow, look at that. Remember, I said I felt it. Look what's here. 10 of Pentacles. Along with the Strength card. Some of you guys might have Leo in your chart, or a lot of fire. Well, actually, now I'm looking here. I mean, it's a pretty well-balanced meal. Well-balanced spread in a way. Not a lot of major arcana with the exception of the Fool, but we do see all of the suits popping in, or different, types of suits popping in throughout the reading. So that's a good thing. We got cups here, we got swords. Actually, we have cups more than once. More than, yeah, like 3 times actually. We got wands. So, and we have at least one major arcana here. So like a lot of wands. I think wands probably showed up the most. Pentacles is here. Yeah. So the point I'm making though is like I am getting this energy of, it's like, it's going to take a sense of strength within yourself, right? To be able to say, okay, this is what I want. I'm going to go for it, right? So this Ten of Pentacles here, you know, they're like, go after what is going to be the thing that's going to allow for you to not only be happy, but it's also going to bring in a sense of fruitfulness. Is probably not an actual word, but I'm gonna make it up. Fruitfulness, and allow it to come into fruition. Okay. And this is something worth celebrating. And I'm also kind of getting like this energy of like, especially as I've been bigging up my girls here, right? Because they big me up all the time. Your friend group, the people who are really close to you, they become family. You know what I mean? We can choose our own family. It doesn't always have to be, blood related. So with that choice being in mind, being able to be cognizant of the people that you allow into your space, and to, be there to help celebrate you and celebrate your accomplishments, celebrate your uniqueness, right? You celebrate each other's uniqueness, that give and take. Like I said, I'm a very weird person. I know I am. I'm very unorthodox. And I know that, you know what I mean? I'm okay with that. But I used to always want to, like, kind of fit in and stuff like that. And even then, like, it just never felt right, especially as like a teenager. I'm just like trying, but it's just not really quite working for me. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's this energy of, enthusiasm with this Page of Wands here on the top. Be enthusiastic about, the people that you're going to come across, and that again, chosen family, right? And how beneficial that is in your life, and vice versa, right? I hope that makes sense. Yeah. Because I feel like, sometimes I'm going to say we, because I resonate with this part of the message. Like, sometimes we put so much emphasis on the past and, our childhood, how we were brought up. Like, oh, I have to do things this way. And we see it very clearly in this reading that, sometimes it's okay to kind of just be like, you know what? I think I might have to kind of separate a little bit from that. And that's okay. You know, that's something to be celebrated, not reprimanded for. So I don't know if Aya is still here, because I know she says she's gonna maybe take a little cat nap before she makes dinner, but she gifted me this deck here. The Shaman's Dream Oracle. Love this deck. It's really nice. So I felt connected to these when I was pulling from my little arsenal of cards of things I felt connected to. And this is one of the ones I feel connected to. So I'm going to pull like 2 or 3 from here. And then we're going to do some last pieces of advice from Spirit to close out. And then that will be the reading. And I might eat because I'm fucking starving. I do know that my Soli, aka the Phoenix Priestess, if you were to scroll up, she is going live tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys want to check her out for her first live reading. I'm very excited. Live reading here on YouTube, I should say. She does TikTok. But yeah, on here, her first live reading. So I'm very excited about that. If you guys want to go and support, that'll be awesome. Or watch it at a later time even. All right, so what do we have here on the bottom? We have Covenant, Sacred Contract, right? This card technically was like this. And it's kind of giving, there's a contract that's closing out. I'm getting like karmic contracts that need to be closed out, so that way we can be able to say, okay, it's time to say adios to, certain things that no longer resonate, no longer serve, right? If it's not a part of your purpose at this time, If it's not aligned, it has to go, right? Is what I'm getting. But yeah, you guys are amazing. I love you guys so much. And I'm so grateful for you guys for being here. And those of you who are new, if you're vibing with it, you know, excuse me, definitely hit that subscribe button and that like button, notification bell, all those good things to be connected. We greatly appreciate it. Okay, we got two cards that came out together. Um, so we have deep quiet. It says meditation and stillness is here. And it came out along with, what is this? It's in the reverse, but what is that? Lay of the land. Ancestral wisdom. Sheesh. But it was in the reverse. So it's kind of giving me this energy of, it's like, you know, at ancestral patterns, right? Especially with that covenant card that came out first. You know, it's giving me this energy of like, sit down with yourself and with your, you know, your guides, you know, your ancestors, and ask the questions like, what patterns am I repeating that I need to close out? You know, you probably know what they are, but maybe if you need a little bit of, you know, confirmation on those things, have a conversation with your guides and your ancestors, and they'll let you know, like, these are the things that, you know, we want you to close out. We thought that that was the right way to do things, but that wasn't, and this is actually what you should do. I'm getting something like that. Let's go one more from here. But I feel like this lines up a lot with what we've kind of been talking about, so I feel like really taking that. Let's get one more from here. Thank you. What we got? Ugh, see? And it's in the reverse. What are you doing? Many masks, the authentic self. It was in the reverse. It was like this. You're wearing a mask. And we talked about that mask energy more than once throughout this reading. That energy showed up. You're pretending. You're acting like you're something that you're not. Especially when it comes to your family. And it's like, you know, these are things that, you know, kind of trickle into your regular everyday life too. You know, having to be something that you're not. Yeah, because you feel look. Like I said, more than one mask card in this reading. So it's like, you know, you feel kind of ashamed for who you really are. This is a time to step out of that and be authentic to who you actually are. And it's okay. And if people don't like it, fuck them. The people that are meant to be in your life like that, you will attract them naturally. You end up with a great, you know, soul tribe like I have here. So it's like, I'm super grateful. You know what I mean? Let's get one more from here, Spirit. Thank you. Please and thank you. Skybridge. Possibility for union. I almost said reunion, but says union. So I feel like, again, this energy of connecting with the right people, right? What's on the bottom of the deck? Cosmic womb. The divine feminine. All right, mother. That's really, we're talking about that, right? Because my girl, she's really connected to mother. Okay, that divine feminine energy right there. Top of the deck we have Garden of Venus. Okay, rest and renewal. Oh my goodness, how is this for some damn confirmations right at the end of the damn reading? Beloved. Spirit is like shouting you guys out right now. Beloved. Radical acceptance. That was a big message for what my girl, or our girl, Aya, aka Veronica, was talking about. She was talking about radical acceptance. You can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. Shouting all of y'all out, okay? Wow. And the whole reading is about shadow work. My shadow boxer friend, freaking Allie from Phoenix Priestess, like, I'm telling you, like, all you guys are just showing up in this reading. This, if anything, this is confirmation even for myself right now, saying, wow, I am with the right group of fucking individuals who will help keep me on the path. And I met you guys for beautiful reasons. And I'm so eternally grateful for y'all, because I don't know where I would be without y'all, to be honest. Like, you know, me and Lati, for instance, we started doing this shit literally the same time. so so much like the same time. And like when I first started, like I would like go on different tarot ugh, tarot readers channels. I was like a tongue twister, tarot readers channels, and just kind of like get a feel for different readers and stuff. And I would look in the comments and be like, I feel connected to this person. Let me go, check out their stuff and just see what that's about. And then I came across her just like that, and I was like, she's so different. Like the prime example, like how you talk to the alpha and omega, like as if they're like for you, they're there, like they're always with you, and like I'm like, this is different. And I don't think I've ever seen a reader do this before. Like, but she's not just a reader; she's a channeler too. So like, she literally has spirit guides constantly with her, and I'm just like, I think I dig this. And then we started watching each other's stuff, and now we're here. And I met Aya through her, and Aya at the time, she started off as just, she only did shorts. She only did shorts. So I always like check her stuff out. I'm like, okay, let me like make a little note, like saying, hey, I watched it, you know what I mean, hoping, I know it sounds kind of fucked up to say it like this, like hoping that some like people also recognize me too. But no, like it was, well, I know it sounds messed up because it sounds like I had ulterior motives. I did in the beginning, but I am not like that anymore. I actually connected with these lovely women, and now we're here. And then Allie, me and her, we started working together, totally random, and I did not know she read tarot and stuff, and that she was a channeler and a messenger and all that. I didn't know any of that. So I remember I was supposed to work with her one day and she didn't work. And then my coworker Sharice, who's a really close friend too, she was like, "Oh yeah, the new girl Allie, she didn't come in." But I was like, "Damn, I wanted to meet her." And she was like, "Guess what she does?" I was like, "What does she do?" And she was like, "She reads tarot cards too." I was like, "What? No fucking way." And then she jokes all the time. She's like, "When I met you, I was scared of you." I was like, "What do you mean you're scared of me?" She was like, "Your presence is like so like big." I'm like, "Is it?" Because I feel like I'm super like mild mannered. But she said like, "Oh, your energy's like so big," and I was like, "If you say so." She's like, "Cause you're tall," and she's tiny. She's like what, 5'10" or 4'10" or some shit like that. She's tiny. She's like tiny little cute little thing. Um, and we're like the same age, and I'm like, that is so cool that we met that way, and we've been friends now for like how many years now, like 4 years or something like that. Yeah, I think like 4 years. So it's like, it's just crazy how we come across each other like this, and I know I'm going on my little soapbox and talking too much like I always do. I'm sorry. My apologies. Diary of the mouth. This is one of my unorthodox things. Like sometimes I don't read the room, and I'm like, I talk too fucking much, and people are like, "Yo, bitch, please shut up." Can I get a word in edgewise? But yeah, okay. So with all that said, the point I'm making here is the people that are in my circle. I love and adore. Blessings is not a reader, but she's just an amazing person, and she supports all of us. And I'm just like, oh my god, like how do we get this freaking fortunate to be able to call her a part of the soul tribe too? So this is what we're building here, guys. Like we are truly all connected, and it's really creepy and freaky when like two of us go on at the same time or something like that, or one person went on way earlier in the day, we didn't watch each other's reading because we're at work or whatever, and then a reading is like damn near the same. It's like, what the fuck are the odds? Because you can't fake this. Like, you could fake the meanings of cards, that's pretty much all you can do, but you can't fake the cards that are coming out. So if you know what the meanings of the cards are, and the messages like this is literally the same shit, it's like, whoa, that's creepy. And it happens all the time, my friends. All the time. It's like, how the fuck did we, what? Or like, especially if you're on at the same time. Like, that is even the creepiest thing. But in a good way. So I'm just saying. I love y'all. Baba Tech, we have creativity. It says, wow, this is a lot of words. You guys know how I feel about cards with a lot of words because I stumble on my words a lot. But anyway, we're going to be a big girl. We're gonna be a big girl. Okay. So it says, one of the ways the divine wants to connect with you is through creative expression. Wow. It gets you out of your busy mind to feel, listen, and know how best to flow the energy through you. You're being called to tap into your creative side, to reconnect and discover many talents. Be open to the process and let it flow without judging yourself. Wow. Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. Being able to be, again, your authentic self. And that's going to look different for everybody, but it could be, a career path or something like that that you've been wanting to really look into. Music is one of the things I picked up on. Poetry, painting. I'm literally like seeing things. Painting, sculpting, something with the hands in general for someone. All right, I'm just going to take these cards as the last messages. And then, well, from this deck anyway. And I'm going to read from the Harmony card because I felt connected to that deck too. And I think that would be it. You can't make this shit up. Family dynamic. Your family is requiring time to heal issues that have created a wedge or unrest. We all need support as we move forward, and having an open, loving family unit is essential. You cannot make this up even if you wanted to. What was the whole fucking purpose of this reading? And what did it come out with? It's not my personal. So people are projecting onto you is what I'm getting. Many times others project their own pain onto you. The situation is not, remember these cards came out together, it's not personal, but rather an opportunity for compassion for yourself and the other person involved. I'm going to say people involved. Stop taking the blame by automatically thinking it's your fault. Have discernment of, hence the judgment card. Did the judgment card show up? Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about my own reading. I did a reading for myself earlier today, and the judgment card came up. Sorry, my apologies. See, I'm projecting just a tad bit, I guess. But sorry. Rewind. Yeah. Have discernment of what you own, but also what isn't your problem. Yeah, not my mucky, not my circus is what I just heard. And then we also have old conditioning. You cannot make this up, guys. This is crazy how it's all coming full circle at the end of the reading. I mean, it was all coming together already, but like now it's like, god damn. Um, and the cards, these three cards came out together. That's why I'm not gonna pull anything else from this deck. I'm gonna go to the Harmony Heart for that last message, and that's it. It's time to release old conditioning and to step into new ways of being. The old story and past cycles, hence that Six of Cups, of blame, shame, and guilt need to move out. Take inventory of what no longer resonates and what isn't your burden to carry. Unload what has been weighing you down. You cannot make this shit up. Those all came out together. Your family is what weighs you down and creates a false fucking narrative. Use your discernment. Some of you guys might like the movie It. But yeah. All right, let's get creativity is here again. Wow. All right, so let's get like maybe 2 cards from here to close out the reading. I do hope that you guys resonated with this. I definitely enjoyed giving this message. This was different. Like I've done like shadow work readings many times, but I like the fact that we started off with more like a playful note, but still being able to be serious at the same time. Because shadow work is a big deal, and being able to understand how to integrate our shadow into our light. I think that we're doing a good job of working on that. Expressing your uniqueness, the things that make you weird and all that stuff. And now y'all saw I shuffled. Y'all heard, at least. You might not actually saw, but you heard the shuffling. Every day I'm shuffling. Family dynamic. Family. Harmony and support in your family relationships provide a solid foundation in your life. You feel happy and safe. That's what you want to feel. But the other side of it, what is this? Unresolved issues of or emotional conflicts within the family are causing stress. It's time to confront these issues. We're talking about shadow work, so that's why I like this deck, because it allows, that's why it's called harmony, right? That middle ground. How do you combine these things together? You're understanding that your family dynamic does play a factor, a big factor at that, in terms of what you've been encountering and dealing with, what you're trying to learn to work on, right? So that middle ground is very important. Being able to acknowledge that, right? But also being able to work on the healing process in the process, is what I'm kind of getting. So let's get 2 cards from here to close out, and that will be the end of the reading. I do hope that you guys have resonated with this message and found it helpful. This, like I said, this was fun because we did an unboxing, and the deck was pretty cool. But we're getting like down to the nitty gritty too at the same time of something that is still relatively important and serious. Intimacy is here. It says a deep emotional bond connects you to someone special. Trust, compassion, not companion, compassion and support strengthen this relationship. The other side of it is the sense of intimacy may be fading. Unresolved emotional issues or lack of honesty could be creating distance. So I am kind of getting, for somebody, especially with this, I heard the word finite for some reason, but the family dynamic stuff that keeps popping up a lot, your upbringing could have also an impact on how you look at intimacy. I can vouch and say that I agree, or not agree, but resonate with that personally. Let's get one more from here to close out. Wow. 6:30. It's so nice out there. I might go out for a quick little stroll. I got my new sneakers. Test them out. Little Skechers. Love Skechers sneakers. All right, we have innovation here. Creative blocks may be preventing progress, or the routine of your job is stifling your ability to innovate. We also have interesting. Your creativity and innovation are shining in your work. You are thinking outside of the box and bringing fresh perspectives and solutions. So I'm getting, like, for somebody, especially because we're doing shadow work reading, you might be living in that shadow aspect of that card, and there could be some blocks there. And I do feel like there could be like this, again, if there's something that you've been, I said this earlier, like if you feel like you were supposed to do certain things a certain way to please family and stuff like that. I'm kind of getting this energy of, now this is the time to focus on what you want and go after it. And do something, that's out there, right? Like, this is out there for me. Like, there's not a lot of people in my family who agree with what I do, honestly. And if they do like it, they don't say anything to anyone else. They'd be like, oh yeah, so like on the low, like, oh, so I think I want a reading, like, that kind of thing. Like, yeah, I don't want anybody thinking I'm too witchy, or I'm a devil worship, or you know what I mean, like, look, bitch. But no, for real. Emotional healing is here on the bottom. It says, you are healing from past emotional wounds, that rediscovering your capacity for love and self-compassion. On the other side of that, we have unresolved emotional trauma is still influencing your relationships. Past pain has not fully healed. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. And risk management, interesting. We have, you demonstrate wise risk management in your career, balancing opportunities and challenges. Strategic decisions are propelling you forward to success. Along with, you may be overly cautious, missing valuable opportunities, or you've underestimated risks, causing setbacks. Carefully reassess your situation. And I did mention that, some of you guys might have made, I did say that earlier, didn't I? That some of you guys might have made hasty decisions, with the, the hope of, you know, having new opportunities, and might have gotten a little bit stuck because you're trying to rebel so much. You still have to be strategic. You can't just be saying, oh, I'm just going to do shit all willy-nilly and, you know, hope it sticks. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? You still have to be thoughtful about your, you know, this process. Yeah, as you set these boundaries. Middle of the deck, we have boundaries are blurred or being overstepped, leaving you feeling overwhelmed or drained. Notice the throat chakra closing up. Um, it's time to reinforce your limits. Along with, you have set clear boundaries in your relationships, protecting your emotional space and fostering healthy interactions. So there's something you need to say to somebody, and you struggle with that, is what I'm getting. Why that sounds excuse me. Yeah, that sounds so weird. Um, yeah, you're struggling with that big time. And it's like, okay, well, those boundaries, there's something you might need to say to people, and you got to be real about it. You got to, you know, get, as my dad would say, get with the real shit, get with the bullshit. You can't keep on, you know, doing that. The bullshit is done, you know. The roost is up. You can't keep doing that. It's time to actually celebrate yourself and who you really are, and not be ashamed of that. Okay. So I hope that you guys who were able to tap in enjoyed this reading and resonated. I do also hope that if you came in a little bit later, that you decide when I post this up to, you know, scroll back and be like, this seemed like it was kind of my story. Let me see what else was said. Check it out. You never know. Could be your story. So I love you guys so very, very much. But the biggest message here is, don't forget to be your truest, most authentic self, because it's exhausting to be anything other than that. Okay? So, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. And yes, what time is it right now? It's 6:39 Eastern Standard Time. If you guys are interested, if you look through the comments, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my girl. Well, subscribe to all my girls. So we got Tears and Wheat Tarot Show. Subscribe. Intuitive Interactions. Subscribe. I Inspired Tarot. Subscribe. But a really cool milestone for my Soul Phoenix Priestess, she is able to go live now. She says she's going live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I would greatly appreciate to see you guys there and checking her out and helping support her on her YouTube journey, because she supports so many other people in her own daily endeavors, and, you know, being what we call the shadow boxer. She loves to do shadow work. So yeah, with all that said, I love you guys. And yeah, so I hope to see you guys over there on the flip side. And yep, definitely check out my other girls. And until next time, my loves. Oh, and also help Intuitive Interactions to get to her 50 subscribers so that she can go live as well, because I would love to see that. Her her pre-recordeds are already great, so I can only imagine how good those are gonna be. So until the next time, my lovies, you guys have a great rest of your night. Bye. And I'm about to go eat too. Bye guys, I love y'all.